Definition. If a random variable like x has a normal distribution, that the distribution of chi-squared, which is n-1 s squared divided by sigma squared, forms a new distribution that we call chi-square distribution. Here are several properties for chi-square distribution. First of all values of chi-squared are greater than or equal to 0. The chi-square distribution is a family of curves, each determined by the degrees of freedom. So take a look. You have graphs that behave like this, and take a look at the degrees of freedom. The degrees of freedom is 2, 5, 10, and so on. To form a confidence interval for chi-squared, use the chi-square distribution with degrees freedom equal to 1 less than the sample size, which is n-1. The total area below the chi-square distribution is always 100% or 1. The chi-square distribution is positively skewed to the right-hand side. The chi-square distribution is different for each number of degrees of freedom. As the degrees of freedom increase, the chi-square distribution approaches a normal distribution. That's why we like large sample sizes. And here, if you're looking at the area to the right-hand side of chi-squared, to the right side, this is your critical value. The area is 1 minus c divided by 2. C, as you remember, is the level of confidence. And the area to the right side of the left critical value is 1 plus c divided by 2. So let's see how do we use this to find the critical values to the left and to the right for 95% confidence interval. So the confidence interval is 95%. It means that the area on the left and on the right are both 0.025. 100% minus 95% gives you 5%. 5% divided by 2 gives you 0.025. 5% divided by 2 gives you 0.025. You can use a table or you can use a calculator to find these two numerical values. Since you're looking for the degrees of freedom, and here you have 0.975. What is this guy? This is the area to the right-hand side of this number. On the right-hand side, you already have 100% minus 0.025. This is the total area on the right-hand side. So that's why you select 0.975, 97.5. Then since the degrees of freedom is 18 minus 1, which is 17, the intersection gives you 7.564. On the right-hand side, the area to the right-hand side is 0.025. This is the area. And then since the degrees of freedom is 17, the critical value is 30.191. Let me show you how to use a calculator to calculate these numbers as well. Let us go to the next page so you can see the steps. First of all, using your calculator, you need to click on Math. So the Math is just right on the left-hand side of your calculator. When you get to Math, go to Number that has Numerical Solver on it. Click on that, and it gives you Equation Solver. You have E1 and E2. In E1, enter the area on the right-hand side, which is 0.975 or 97.5%. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the X value that helps us set the area on the left equal to the area on the right-hand side. So this is the total area that you have, which is 97.5%. And you're going to set on the right-hand side chi-squared CDF of 0 to X and 17. So you want to know at which point when you stop, what is this value? When you stop at this value, the area is equal to this area, which is 97.5%. When the equation is solved, you see X is equal to 13.1910, which is basically the same as what you see here. So let me show you the calculator and how to enter these values into your calculator. Let me share the screen with you. Here we go. So again, you're going to go to Math and then find B, then go to C, numerical solver. You have E1 and E2. In E1, enter this area that you're trying to set it equals to the area on the right-hand side, which is 0.975. Then go to the next line, and E2, as you remember, go to second vars, and then find chi-square CDF. The lower bound is 0. The upper bound is the value that you're looking for. So you're going to enter X. So here, enter X. So I'm going to point it here, X. And then degrees of freedom, as you remember, is 17. So go to the paste. So it pastes this guy here. Now you can click on OK. Or just enter. At first it says, hey, X is equal to 0. You need to click on graph. And it calculates the X value for you. So X, or the critical value, is 30.191.